కదా. Second, navigation layer goes. I can also, for this also I can specify fixed value if you want, gold or silver, what you want. Then activate. When activate, does your cube store navigation attribute value? No, physically no. My navigation attribute is stored in master database. But how does it fill that navigation attribute inside aggregate? So it will have customer numbers. All the keyword values of C100, 200, 300 will be put as gold. All the values of C400, 500 will be put as silver. So it will take the cube data, based on the customer, it will read my master data, then fill the corresponding groups with it. Okay? See? So all the values of C100, 200, 300 will be written as this. Okay? So if you want to validate, so use DB aggregation, aggregate the record functions. So for gold it is 1126 000. Okay, so it takes the customer, looks at the master, finds out the group, and then fills that in aggregate. Okay. Now, till now when I use navigation, does it give present truth or fact? Present truth. But now, since that the navigation attribute is getting stored into my aggregate, will it give fact or present truth? Fact. Previously, navigation attribute was not stored inside a cube; it was outside the master, but acting as a characteristic. But now, when I start using this navigation attribute into aggregate, it is like using inside a cube. It will start giving you fact now. Yes or no? For example, get what is the data for C300? 3,58,000, right? I'll go to the info object. So maintain master data. Let's say C300. ఇంకా బాగా గుర్తుపట్టాలంటే మనం 3 మారుస్తాం. I'll change all the 3 from gold to what? Okay, now it's done. So ఏమంటుందో మెసేజ్ activation not possible, use. Now what I want is I've changed my master data values, but my aggregate is still holding the old. It's an important point. ఇంకా గోల్డ్లో ఉంది. Okay. Then we do something called attribute change. And what are the changes we have done in the master data? I should reflect to all the aggregates wherever it is used. Okay. So go to the tools, apply hierarchy attribute change and go here. And if you really have done some changes to the master data, it will inform list lo ఉంటుంది. Select చాలా ఉన్నాయి. మంది ఏందన్నా మంది the customer. Yeah? So select only customer what you want and execute. This is like running attribute change. When what will this do is it takes master data changes and reflects to all the aggregates wherever it is used. And 1 lakh, 11 lakhs అనేది ఇప్పుడు ఏదైనా మీరు సెట్ అయ్యింది అనుకోస్ you can dump let's see whether it is reflected or then not. me run in public list. I'm not finding this customer as elephant value. Then what I'll do is with variant customer is my in public. I'm going to run this again. Now it is finished. Now it is finished, boss. You can show it monitor. I didn't fail in it, but then it was done here. In the it's just finished. So let's see. Tool supply hierarchy change. Then the started schedule. Okay. లేదంటారు జరుగుతానంటున్నాను. ఈస్ట్ 7.4 కదా వాట్ ఇవి వచ్చినాయి నన్ను when I change my navigation attribute value, it always get the present truth in the reporting. But when I start using into aggregates, like using inside a cube, it starts getting fact. We do something called hierarchy attribute change run. We call it as attribute change run, which will reflect the changes of my navigational attribute to all the aggregates wherever it is used. And you should literally see the aggregate value getting a low cube low. It should replace that gold with platinum la kavala. But somehow it is not reflecting. You got that point? Yeah. ఇంకొకటి ఏమంటే ఆ రూమ్లో ఎవరున్నారు? ట్రై చేస్తాను. అది ఇంటర్వ్యూలో ఇంకా మ్యాండేటరీ క్వశ్చన్ అన్నట్టు అందుకు ఓకే నాట్ రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్. టూల్ సప్లై హైరార్కీ వేరియంట్ నేమ్ కస్టమర్ saved variant and execute. జాబ్ అయిపోయిందని చూపిస్తాను. సారీ but when you do this should start changing it to what? Platinum. Ante indirectly you are changing the values inside my aggregate by using attribute change run. Okay, that's one more point is we can also have aggregate with hierarchy selections also. Na customer with hierarchy undi. This hierarchy all and then some folders again. So double click all. What is node level was 1. For silver, gold and this they are at what? Node level 2. Again that I want my aggregate to hold the node level 2 information. So what do you say? Bring a customer. Okay, then you can right click and say what is this? Hierarchy level. Which hierarchy was? This hierarchy. Then I say node level 2. Then when I start filling this aggregate, it takes the customer numbers and starts look up hierarchy, then fills hierarchy nodes, not the customer numbers. Now like this we can bring in hierarchy values also into aggregate. See this display, the result is కనిపిస్తుంది. 5 5, 6, 7. One is gold, platinum, silver, which are the hierarchy node levels at what? 0, 2. Again, SIDs పెట్టుకుంటుంది లోపల దాన్ని బట్టి నోట్స్ తీసుకొస్తుంది. So like this we can also bring hierarchy nodes also into aggregates. Mali hierarchy మారితే should reflect changes here, again attribute changes. That is hierarchy attribute changes which will reflect changes of navigational attributes to your aggregates as well hierarchy changes also to the aggregates. That's one option. I think we're almost done. Good ఏమంటే basically it's a smaller cube built on a cube to improve query performance. And the thumb rule what they say and the building aggregate makes sense another point ఏమంటే your database time should be more than 30% of the total time and aggregation ratio should be greater than 10. Then it makes sense to go with aggregates because aggregates have a limitation of having data duplicate. Yeah. Can we create multiple aggregates on one cube? Yes. Initial fill and roll up, you know what is initial fill and what is roll? Structure of aggregate is similar to cube. By default data is complete in aggregates. I can check that in RS30 whether it is fetching from cube or what it is, query execution process. Because a small change out, now it's instead of directly going to cube, checks for suitable aggregate and then if not, it goes to the cube. Can you create aggregate single characteristic selectively or multiple characteristics? Not possible to have multiple selections. Okay. Now can we use navigational attributes into aggregates? Can we use hierarchies into aggregates? Then we have to use what? Attribute changes. Now what is switch on, switch off? Not identified with the overlap processor. Activating, deactivating is what? Data is deleted but structure definition is there and delete the aggregate. Roll up hierarchy and go option on there. I'll show you that. And limitation is what? Redundancy of data. So if the request is not, if the request is not roll up aggregate, the request is not available for reporting. Okay, good. And proposal and then I want to show roll up hierarchy. Last option. So if you go to aggregates, instead of creating by yourself, you can also ask the system to propose it also. Proposal by query or statistics, anything I can do. And I can say propose. You want to propose by query or statistics, what do you want? I can say propose by query. It asks me which query, this query. Our queue but as automatic propose just to do that. So like this I can but all the proposed ones will have max min range out in them active. Like this you can have aggregates. Now let's say I've got 5 queries. Do you build 5 aggregates or you create one aggregate which can satisfy all the 5? I will try to build aggregate which can satisfy multiple queries, not one. Okay. Cube one. That is one. Next, I have a requirement like this. Yeah? I have one aggregate which is got for complete year. Main. Okay. I've got one more aggregate. 2012. But one more aggregate I want for what? 2013 aggregate. So in this I should say year fixed value as what? 2012. In this I should say fixed value as what? 2013. Now this aggregate has got all the years. This got 12 and 13. Now in filling, does it make sense to fill from cube to all the 3 aggregates, or will it make sense to fill main? From main, let me fill 2012 and 13 years. Because as soon as it comes into main, it will become 3 years. From the 3 years, I can just push 2012, 2013, which is faster. So you could roll up with this, but what is here? Aggregate 3. I would like to activate my roll up hierarchy for main. When I do this, first it will fill the main aggregate, and from the main aggregate it gets into what? 2012 and 13. And then go to 31 will fill main will fill this because 31 also has got year data into. That is called a roll up hierarchy. While filling the aggregates, I can control the roll up hierarchy. And the first aggregate fill is that is done three lagins. So first main will fill this. Okay, so first main will fill this. Then it will fill the other two. Only cube if it takes again from the cube, again it has to take lot of data compressed into form 2012. But I already have my aggregate which is compressed already. I can take it from here instead of taking it from the other one. That is called roll up hierarchy. Okay. And this is aggregates. With this we are